Project Veritas strikes again, that fabulous organization founded by James O'Keefe that just gets inside all sorts of organizations, all sorts of insider hidden things, gets somebody inside and records people. What they really do is record what people actually really think. We've played many times over the years the different people that Project Veritas has managed to get on tape, and is often on videotape as well, saying what they really think when the cameras aren't rolling. Well, this time, Project Veritas uncovered and spoke with a man named Christopher Jacks, Jacks, Christopher Jacks. He's in Colorado, and he's part of an organization called Our Revolution. And it's a Democrat Party affiliated organization. And when you had this James O'Keefe undercover person, I don't know who in the organization went undercover, but uncover what Christopher Jacks thinks about, he's chairman of the Our Revolution, again, affiliated with the Democrat Party in Weld County, Colorado. Matt the Wonderful has a clip to play of what Mr. Jacks had to say about his plans for America's future.
It's a political revolution. I am going to do everything morally acceptable to win. I will lie, I will cheat, I will steal, because that's morally acceptable in this political environment.
This is Chris Jacks from Our Revolution, a radical left 501c4 organization bent on creating a, quote, political revolution in the United States. Jacks represents the Democratic Party here in Colorado. And Jacks says a Biden administration will be used to advance his political objectives, or else there will be violence.
It's going to take a strategic hit against the 0.1% that's in charge, because that's who it is. It's killing random Nazis in the street, random bootlickers. So you want to do some Versailles shit, you want to do some Antifa shit, you really want to change this country that way with violence? There's only one way to do it. You got to get people that are close to billionaires and start just random billionaires start turning up debt. I mean, Bezos at the top of the list. And I do think there needs to be a militant group, and I love Antifa for that reason. I love that there's, you always have to have somebody that's willing to hold up the flag and say, no, this is the line in the sand, and we're the ones holding that line. But they ain't stabbing motherfuckers like they used to. They don't have to, though, because they used to stab. See?
Yeah.
And that's all I gotta say. No. Guillotines, motherfucker. That's all I gotta say.
I did mean to say before we played that clip that a little bit rough language, and honestly, it's how these people speak, and it's really how they think. So this is a guy talking about the 2020 election cycle. And if you listen to the show very often, you know I've been talking in 2020 that we need to be aware, as serious patriots, people who love this country, love the Constitution, love the idea of America, that we are not looking at a normal election cycle in 2020. This is not an election coming up between the Republican candidate and the Democrat candidate. This is an election of preserve and save America or throw it all away. And it's not just because of people like that, but that kind of thinking you heard in that young man who is very openly saying, we're going to have a revolution. We're going to get what we want. We're going to, as he says, start killing a few random billionaires. The left has never been more emboldened in all of America's history than it is right now. The streets filled with violent protesters. They're not even protesters. They're rioters, murderers, thieves. These are people who have engaged in violence in Portland for whatever it is now, 110 days or something. Happening in other cities around the country. It doesn't get reported as often. You have what was once a very fringist, communist, very leftist group of people in this country have been very much mainstreamed in today's Democrat Party. Their radical ideas about taking over the country, radical ideas of who runs the economy and how much freedom Americans should have. What used to be radical fringe ideas are mainstream Democrat Party ideas. We are watching in this 2020 election cycle an unfolding Marxist revolution coming to America, and the people in this country who understand that need to be not only getting out to vote, but telling your friends, inspiring your friends to see this election of 2020 in a much, much bigger way than we have in the past. And that, my very fine friends, is today's First Five.